Good evening. We're becoming oh so familiar with cold, dry Arctic air descending into east central Illinois. But this weekend, a contrast, some moisture in the form of snow from the west. Also tonight,
while those temperatures continue to drop, one local group is stepping up to help those in need stay warm. We'll show you their impact on the community later tonight.
Plus, a local school district looks to replace a century-old building. We'll tell you what that change means for students coming up. This is Newswash, and your Friday's edition starts now.
Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon. Whatever the occasion, it's an environment for an evening of dining, conversation, and cocktails. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready. Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, located at the Cross County Mall, Mattoon.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection. Commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
Now, after a bitterly cold day, we're looking ahead at more frigid temps and potential for heavy snow. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Matt Williamson.
And I'm Andrew Spade. Severe weather warnings have been issued all across Coles County. Scott Ely is here with a preview of a chilling weather forecast. Good evening, Scott.
good evening. Chilling, but not unusual for this time of year. This is the coldest time of year in the coldest month. Negative numbers this morning for our lows in Champaign, Danville, Decatur, and Taylorville. 6 degrees, the high temperatures as far as our lows, but actually there were high temperatures that were deceiving today. We had 25 degrees at Robinson and Effingham, but that was just after midnight. Then the temperatures started plummeting. In fact, that's what they're starting to do right now. Area conditions, everybody in the single digits and also everybody in the same category as far as that clear sky. No clouds around to keep in any of the warmth, the limited warmth that we earn today. 33 degrees currently here in Charleston. It feels like it's minus 16. That's because of those cold winds coming down from the north at 15 miles an hour. And we're in dangerous category still as far as wind chill. So cover up your skin, please do so. Now back to the anchor desk, and we'll be back with more weather in about 5 minutes.
Thanks, Scott. With winter weather on the way, it's important to keep tabs on road conditions. You can always check on road status through the Illinois Department of Transportation's Winter Conditions Map. That map shows whether roads are clear, partially covered, mostly covered, or completely covered with ice and snow. You can find that map at gettingaroundillinois.com. And the city of Charleston is asking for your help as they work to keep streets clear. City officials say it's important to avoid parking on snow routes so plows can clear streets effectively. They say if snowfall reaches at least 2 inches, vehicles parked along designated routes will be towed at the owner's expense. The restriction lasts until 12 hours after the snowfall ends. Snow routes are often marked by signs, but you can also find a complete list and map at the City of Charleston website.
And as freezing temperatures settle in, the Mattoon Salvation Army is stepping up to help keep people warm. The Salvation Army opened its doors today, distributing donated cold weather supplies, including coats, blankets, socks, and hand warmers. The group tells us, in all, the Mattoon Salvation Army helps upwards of 700 families every month. Envoy Carrie Shepard says community support is crucial during extreme cold.
I think it's crucial for not just the Salvation Army, but the whole community to pull together and support the unhoused or people who just need the extra resources. Money is very tight right now. Coats, hats, socks, sometimes those things are harder to cover and harder to pay for. So we're just really grateful to be able to help provide this service, but we definitely can't do it without the support of the other community members too.
Shepherd says those resources are open to anyone who needs them. They also serve as a warming center on weekdays from 9 to 6 and Saturdays 10 to 4. Shepherd adds you can help by donating or by spreading the word through social media. Charleston police are trying to identify the man they say robbed a locally owned shop.
Newswatch's Olivia Bennett has more from the Charleston Square. Olivia?
A co-owner at Kenton's Forge Collectibles tells me she's rattled after a man came in seemingly to trade merchandise. But when she gave him an offer, he told her that he had a knife, took money from the cash register, and ran off.
I kind of panicked, and all I could think was, oh my God.
Hannah Banyai says nothing could have prepared her for a day like this behind the counter.
He pushed me, said he had a knife, not to do anything funny, and he pushed me.
She says a man walked into the small business she owns on 6th Street with her husband Wednesday afternoon and robbed her of $600. Banyai says the man had never come into the store before while she was working, but she did recognize him. Police tell me they haven't been able to make an arrest yet.
I wish I had the answers, but I don't. But I definitely don't feel safe.
What is it like as a small business owner? Is this a big hit for you?
Yeah, that's a lot of money that he took. Even if it wasn't a lot to us, that was a lot. Right? And just to, I don't want to say I was violated, but I feel like I was just completely disrespected.
I'm more worried about there's a guy out there now who will take your stuff with a knife. That's kind of what I'm more worried about than a few $100.
But in the meantime, the couple says they're back to business as usual.
There was one I really liked.
And they're just glad no one was hurt.
I kept adding.
Police say they're reviewing security camera footage now. The couple tells me he has brown hair, a brown beard, was wearing a dark gray sweatshirt and dark blue pants. If you have any information, contact Charleston Police. Reporting in Charleston, I'm Olivia Bennett for WEIU Newswatch. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Olivia. Now in Decatur, 2 people are under arrest in connection with a shooting last year. Police say 22-year-old Michael Swanson Jr. and a 17-year-old were both arrested Wednesday. They say Swanson was taken into custody in Georgia, while the juvenile was arrested in Decatur. Both are charged in the November shooting of an 18-year-old man in his car on East Lawrence Street in Decatur. Now, during the arrests, authorities also reported finding illegally possessed guns and drugs. Well, voters in the Shelbyville School District will decide whether to replace their century-old elementary school. Main Street Elementary School was built back in 1925. School officials say there isn't enough space, so district leaders hold kindergarten classes in the high school and lease rooms from a local church for fine arts and parking. Now in December, the Shelbyville School Board approved a $40 million bond issue for the March ballot to build a new elementary school. The district is holding 2 informational meetings at the current Main Street Elementary School on February 11th and February 25th. Both begin at 7, with walkthroughs of the building starting at 6. Now, if approved, on March 17th, the new school will be built along Illinois Route 128 on the north edge of town.
A grocery chain reaches a settlement over public health concerns at their Taylorville store. In August of 2022, Attorney General Kwame Raoul filed a lawsuit against the Kroger Company and SSI Services over improper handling of asbestos at a store in Taylorville. The lawsuit claimed that during the store renovations, floor tiles containing asbestos were left broken and exposed while the grocery store was open, putting shoppers and employees at risk. After the lawsuit, Raoul announced yesterday the asbestos was safely removed, and as part of the settlement, Kroger and SSI Services will pay $108,000 in civil penalties. Temperatures may be in the single digits this weekend, but one local community is jumping in the pool anyways. The Paris Rec Center is celebrating the grand opening of its newly renovated indoor pool on Saturday. That celebration is 17 years in the making. The pool closed in 2009 and renovation efforts hit several snags before work began in 2019. Organizers say the 6-lane pool will host many activities, including swim lessons, lap swim, and recreational swimming. They say the grand opening takes place from 9 a.m. to noon Saturday and includes a variety of activities and giveaways. Admission is free, and yes, the pool is heated. You might want to take a dip in a heated pool this weekend.
Well, that's if you can even make it outside for the trip. Scott?
Well, if you're sending me maybe to Miami, that might be acceptable. Still a little chilly, I think. Chicago today, -3 for the afternoon high. We have more information about your weather coming up after these messages.
Police responding to a burglary alarm at a bank in New York were surprised to learn the culprit inside was, in their words, a buck looking for bucks. Video shared by the Suffolk County Police Department shows the officers encountering a full-sized male deer they say had crashed through a window and become trapped inside the bank amidst loud ringing alarms, which it clearly wasn't digging, as it frantically thrashed and crashed around the office looking for an escape. Careful to avoid the buck's sharp antlers, officers were eventually able to corner and corral the freaked out animal and carefully direct it back through an exterior window where it galloped off, a newly freed furry felon. Here's a video that'll make you say, "Oh dear." Video posted on social media by Canada's Parks Department shows the moment a skier descending the so-called Vortex Run near Lake Louise triggered and became trapped in an avalanche.
Oh, avalanche, avalanche.
The post said the skier was carried to the bottom, was buried up to their waist, and lost both skis, but was otherwise unharmed. The department said the ski party willingly shared the video so it could be used to inform and warn other recreationalists of the risks of the run. Well, the weather outside is horrific, but hey, at least the snowballs are terrific. And in places like upstate New York, sometimes they come pre-rolled. A combo of snow and strong winds created a rare byproduct called snow rollers, littering a neighborhood in all-natural, wind-wound snowballs. Think tumbleweeds, but for snow. By the way, cameras captured the freezing phenomenon in the town of, wait for it, chilly New York. Sometimes these things just write themselves. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Good evening and welcome back to weather, and take a look at this, a very busy weather screen. Notable high pressure, which has been coming at us quite directly recently. It's dry Arctic air, and it's going to have a situation where it will be contrasting with low pressure, a chain of lows all the way from just west of Montana to El Paso, Texas, as we look on currently. And these lows indicate moisture. It's a building system that is supposed to be giving us substantial snowfall this weekend. This is all confirmed, at least as far as the temperatures, by a look at the jet stream for Saturday and Sunday. Keep an eye on those blue colors. Basically, there's a line of air coming down from a cold landmass in Canada, the Arctic air, which is giving us what we have, including for tonight, an overnight low of 0 degrees. Dangerous wind chill values, -10 to -15. Those winds are, of course, from the north. That's where that cold air is coming from. Our forecast, moving right along now for tomorrow, indicates more of the same. Our temperatures most of the day will not be getting out of the single digits. Tomorrow, the key word here is, well, the key phrase, snowfall part 1, because our snowfall this weekend is a 2-part system. Scattered snow begins falling in the area around maybe mid-morning. In fact, let's take a look at that now by way of futurecast. Here we see the first movement of snowfall into our area. That's coming into Christian County. And so this is scattered snow on Saturday. We're in the afternoon hours, and not everybody is getting snowfall, especially the folks to the north in our viewing area. Again, this movement of the snow continues, and again, it's a little here and a little there as we move into the evening hours Saturday. Now, we're officially into Sunday, and as some folks come straggling in, they're going to be seeing more snowfall, especially on a line of Interstate 70 all the way from Effingham to Terre Haute, and also a little more to the west, Taylorville and Shelbyville. But then things really start to come together for this winter snowstorm in late January. In the early morning hours before sunrise, we see a thickening of the system, and everybody is going to get something during these early morning hours into the afternoon. Eventually, by early afternoon now, it looks like we're going to see a bit of a breaking up of this system, although still snow hitting most folks, until we get to the evening hours. So we're going to take a look at our projected snowfall because you know, and we know, you've all been talking about it all week. And these are our cumulative totals. And let me move out of the way here. You can see on the right-hand side of the screen, we are projecting the most snowfall at this point in time from what we see, 6 to 8 inches or even more maybe in Robinson. And that system, or that part of the system is the thickest as far as snowfall. Earlier, it started out, the projections were for the Tennessee was going to get the most, and everything kept on moving north. But then you've got 4 to 6 inches possible, including Effingham County, Cumberland County. Charleston is in the 2 to 4 inches range, and then a little farther to the north are bigger cities in the viewing area. We are down to less than 2 inches. So it wouldn't be the first time we've had a big snowfall, but well, these things do happen in January, and it remains to be seen. It is what it is, and it will be what it will be. So get those jumper cables ready, gentlemen.
Yeah, I learned I needed those a couple months ago.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, Scott.
Exactly.
Well, coming up in sports, the upcoming winter storm is having significant effects on upcoming EIU athletic events. Austin Perez will explain coming up.
Also, a huge showdown awaits for Illinois men's basketball. Thanks for watching. Your WEIU Sports Watch Report is coming up next.
No problem. If you live in the WEIU viewing area, you can watch us live 24/7 online at WEIU.net. Stream your favorite local shows like City Spotlight, The Paul Report, Being Well, and WEIU Newswatch. And you can't forget our stellar kids programming, again, online anytime. Just head to WEIU.net and click on this image. WEIU. We're here for you.
The Charleston Trojans are back in action against Rantoul after a big win against Meridian last time out. Can they collect back-to-back wins and turn their season around? Starting this one off in the first, senior Hudson Meister is more open than his 7-Eleven as he catches this in the corner for the easy three. And guess who? Meister again. Same corner, same result. And the Trojans are off to a hot start. The weather outside might be freezing, but the threes are blazing hot for the Trojans as they get yet another three, and the Trojans look like they can't miss. Now look at this ridiculous and one play from no one other than Meister, who gets the contact and makes it look too easy as he gets this layup to fall. But it wouldn't be enough as the Trojans fall short to Rantoul 58-52. Despite the loss, head coach Colin McInerney is proud of his team's efforts.
And I tell these guys every game, they play their butts off every night. I know at some point when you're 4-19 or whatever we are now, you get tired of hearing it, but they played the entire 32 minutes. You know, we've had some games where they play for a good 20 minutes, and then it's kind of 12 minutes let down. But no, they played their butts off for 32 minutes, and that's all I can ask for as their coach.
Tyler Oakley dropped just 9 points in the defeat, meaning he is still 18 points away from breaking the school's all-time scoring record. The Trojans get a much-needed week of rest before they return to action against Effingham next Friday. And Charleston wasn't the only team in action last night. We'll have a look at some other IHSA hoops action from around the area. In boys basketball, Newton takes a comfortable win over Dietrich, 56-40, to move to 11-7 on the season. Teutopolis beats Carbondale by a score of 65-56. The Wooden Shoes are now the 6th-ranked team in Class 2A. For girls basketball, Sullivan wins in dominant fashion, beating Cerro Gordo 53-25 to remain undefeated in conference with a 6-0 record. And finally, in Illini Prairie Conference action, St. Joseph Ogden survives at home against Monticello 54-47. They now sit at 5-4 and move to 5th in the standings. As for Eastern Illinois basketball, the Panthers traveled to Evansville to play the Southern Indiana Screaming Eagles for the first time this season. In the women's game, Southern Indiana outscored the Panthers in every quarter, capping off the game with an 8-0 scoring run. Sydney James Desroche was the leading scorer for Eastern with 14 points in the Panthers' 73-57 loss. As for the EIU men's team, Zion Frooster posted 25 points, carrying the Panthers to a 59-51 overtime win. Eastern is now 9-11 on the season with a 5-4 record in conference play. A quick note for the Panthers games tomorrow at Morehead State. Due to dangerous winter weather conditions, the women's game has been moved up to a 9 a.m. tip-off, with the men's game set to shortly tip off after at 11:30 a.m. This year in men's college basketball, the Big Ten has dominated, with 5 teams ranked inside the top 11 in the nation. And tomorrow, 2 of those teams, Illinois and Purdue, will take the center stage. The Illini are 16-3 following 6 straight dominant conference victories, but they have yet to play a good team as good as the Boilermakers. Purdue is ranked 4th in the country, but did just lose to unranked UCLA on Tuesday. Everyone in the Big Ten is still chasing Nebraska, and they haven't lost yet somehow and are 19-0. Illinois and Purdue square off tomorrow at 2, and Sports Watch will of course have a full recap on Monday. The Chicago Bulls have Derrick Rose's jersey retirement to look forward to this weekend, but first, they'll try and take down Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Edwards may not be a bird, but he sure can fly, as this powerful two-hand dunk has T-Wolves fans going nuts. But that wasn't even the best dunk of the half, because Matas Buzelis parachutes in from the Willis Tower for a massive dunk over Dante DiVincenzo. If you love high-flying action, it just keeps getting better. Naz Reid grows a pair of wings and soars to the hoop for a monster jam right on Nikola Vucevic. After this big-time triple by Jaden McDaniels, Minnesota leads by 4 with just under a minute to go. But Chicago comes up clutch as Kobe White buries the 3 and Trey Jones cruises through the lane to give the Bulls the edge. Needing a 3 to force OT, Ant-Man can't deliver, and the Bulls take down the Wolves 120-115. Another thrilling NFL season is nearing completion, and the Most Valuable Player Award finalists have been named. Bills quarterback Josh Allen, Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, Patriots quarterback Drake May, 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, and finally, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford are named MVP finalists. Allen is looking for his 2nd consecutive MVP award, while Lawrence and May look to add another accomplishment to their breakout campaigns. McCaffrey is the only non-quarterback to be named finalist, but they're all chasing the 37-year-old Stafford, who's the heavy favorite to win his first ever MVP. The Most Valuable Player will be named at the NFL Honor Ceremony on February 5th. Finally tonight, Eastern Illinois Athletics announced the cancellation of the swim team's meet against Southern Indiana on Saturday morning due to approaching winter weather. However, the team is still having its meet tonight against the University of Illinois Chicago, which is currently in progress. Other events around our area have also been canceled or delayed due to incoming winter storm, so it's a good idea to check on the status of those events right before you go. And that is a wrap for tonight's Sports Block. Andrew, back to you.
Thanks, Austin. Finally tonight, we leave you with a farm dog who's getting his day. Goose is a 12-year-old red heeler from Kentucky. He enjoys getting around his family's farm and going with them to farmers markets. Goose lost his eyes after going blind from glaucoma, and still, his owners say he's learned to get around the farm using his instinct and memory. And now he's been named a People's Choice Pup through the Farm Bureau's Dog of the Year contest. In short, he's a very good boy. Well, I don't know if we can expect very good weather this weekend. What do you say, Scott?
It's good if you're looking for snow, scattered snow tomorrow, high temperatures near 11. Heavier snow on Sunday, high temperatures near 15. As we look at the 7-day forecast, no more snow after Sunday, but we do see those overnight lows. Golly, they're in the single digits all the way through the work week. Thus was my remark about getting those cars started in the morning.
Yeah, definitely, Scott. It definitely wasn't pleasant out there today. I know all of us were cold walking over to the station.
Absolutely. I just got done telling you. We were uptown earlier for like 5 or 6 minutes. Even that was just did me in, man. Too cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm no fan of the weather, but it's winter, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
For more news and weather, be sure to log into our website at WEIU.net.
And there you'll find real-time forecasts from us and the news video of the day.
And if news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping us an email at news@WEIU.net.
Have a good night and stay warm.
Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon. Whatever the occasion, it's an environment for an evening of dining, conversation, and cocktails. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready. Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, located at the Cross County Mall, Mattoon.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection. Commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.